G'day all! The XU10 is an affordable retro gaming handheld that offers surprising performance at between $45 to $70, excluding shipping. It seems that PowerKitty is selling the device at around $70 on their site, but it is available on AliExpress under a different company name for around $45. I have never purchased anything through AliExpress, but they do advertise that they provide buyer's protection in case anything goes wrong or if you do not like the unit. And the unit I found listed by a third party on AliExpress had quite a few good reviews, so it may be worth considering getting it through AliExpress at a cheaper price. I will leave links to both companies in the description below so you can decide for yourself. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is not a hands-on review, but rather a summary of a balanced collection of reviews out there, combined with my research to give you a concise version of what the experience is so far. With that out of the way, let's look at the specs of the device. At the core of the XU10 is the RK3326S quad-core CPU, which is clocked at 1.6 GHz. This is a little faster than the chip on the R36S, but they are both the same model. The chip on the XU10 is just overclocked slightly. Both come equipped with 1 GB of DDR4 RAM and features a 3.5-inch 320 by 480 IPS display. Unfortunately, the screen on the XU10 is a bit dimmer than the one on the R36S according to the testing I saw. The XU10 has a 3000 mAh battery, which reviewers found to provide roughly 4 to 5 hours of gameplay depending on what you are playing. Sadly, it has no output for HDMI or Wi-Fi capability on board. By default, the XU10 software options are limited with not many settings available to tweak. It seems the device has been locked down to a version of the Amberlake firmware that runs on the Anbernic RG351V. It also has a very loud and annoying boot screen sequence when starting the unit up apparently. There is a hack available to unlock all the features in the firmware and silence the obnoxious boot screen though. It also enables Wi-Fi connectivity with a USB dongle. Some of the reviews I checked provided detailed guides on this, and I will leave links in the description below if you want to check them out. Unlocking the full functionality on the firmware does seem to put more strain on the system though, so you should note that some emulators may not run as smoothly as it did with the stock firmware. Of note, especially Dreamcast and some N64 games seems to run smoother with the stock OS, but you have no Wi-Fi connectivity if you stick to it, so it is a trade-off. On to design and ergonomics. The XU10 sports a uniquely curved design with an ergonomic grip texture on the back. Its size and weight makes it pocket-friendly for gaming on the go. The layout features Xbox-style ABXY buttons, a responsive D-pad that does not give false diagonals, and clickable joysticks. It packs a single speaker well positioned in the center front that is a plus for most who have used it. It has good shoulder triggers and the power and reset buttons are conveniently located on the back, along with ventilation slits for heat dissipation. On the right side you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, a function button, along with your LED indicator and the primary SD slot. On the left you have a volume button with the game's SD slot, and finally on top you have two USB Type-C ports, one for charging and one for OTG access. Reviewers praise the XU10's comfortable in-hand feel. The matte finish provides a secure grip, while the interface buttons offer great tactile feedback according to most. When looking at performance, the XU10 delivers smooth gameplay for 8 and 16-bit systems like SNES, NES, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, and arcade titles. Nintendo 64 emulation exceeds expectations, with most games running well on the stock firmware. Saturn emulation also impresses, handling many 2D titles without issues. From the testing I saw, most Dreamcast titles are playable, although not always perfect. But with PSP, it is a hit or miss depending on the game. Overall, most reviewers seem pleasantly surprised with the performance they get on the device right out of the box. But should you buy this unit or the R36S? Well, the XU10 is only slightly more expensive than the R36S when bought from AliExpress, but its CPU is clocked slightly faster, and it seems to provide better performance. It has good build quality and ergonomics, and from what I can see, has controls that perform better than those on the R36S. It is easy to set up and to use if you stick to the stock OS right out of the box. When looking at the R36S, however, you will pay slightly less for comparable performance. From reports, it comes with custom firmware right out of the box, so it has many more features. It also does not have a loud, annoying boot start sequence. The screen is also reportedly slightly brighter and more saturated than the XU10. The XU10 seems like a surprisingly well put together handheld for me, and it seems to trade blows with the R36S. I would say that it comes down to whether or not you just want a handheld that you can pick up and play with without any tweaking in the software. If that is the case, the XU10 might be for you, as it has slightly better performance. If you like to tweak and modify the software on your handhelds, the XU10 may also be for you, as you can make changes to the stock firmware. But be warned that some reviewers found this to be a bridge too far, in that they had to constantly tweak settings to get what they wanted out of the unit. This can become frustrating. If you are interested in the XU10, there are links in the description below to purchase the unit locally or through AliExpress. If you want to find out more about the R36S, click on the link on screen now for my overview on it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps the channel out. Have a nice day, and I will catch you in the next one.